Okay, are you ready to learn the one thing, the only thing that matters in your self protection? Everybody looks for the best move. Everybody wants to know exactly what they have to know. They want the top three moves, they want the number one move, they want everything. Well, I'm going to give that to you today. So get ready. Now, before we do that, go to surviveviolence.com, give us your email. You get a free masterclass. You stay in touch with us. We let you know what all the subject matter experts that you hear on this channel are up to. If they have anything new, it'll be out there. And it's also the way for us to communicate to you immediately anytime there is an offer or some training that you want to be involved in. So again, surviveviolence.com. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends about it. And some of the videos you're about to see here that I'm going to show in my next clip here, not videos, just highlights of videos here. It's going to answer some of your questions about what is really important when it comes to self-protection and self-defense. What are the things that'll get you out of trouble? What are the things that'll save your life? Well, these are all my channel. The knockout nobody knows, attacking the ankle, how to destroy the knee, the truth about groin strikes. This is just a small sample of how to wreck and destroy the human body when you need to protect yourself. But guess what? None of these, as effective as they are the real thing that you need to know. In fact, when I look at YouTube and I look at the response people have to channels like this, they want those quick fixes. They want to see what punch, kick, throw, submission hold system is going to be the number one thing, because what they're imagining is they're imagining conflict. They're imagining them using this to save their lives against whomever they're imagining against. But there are a couple things you have to consider. Okay. And believe me, all these videos right here are excellent videos. If you want to know anything about this area of the human body or know what this particular knockout is, absolutely. Go check it out. It's good information. But what I'm about to tell you, if you don't have this under your belt, and if you don't really understand it, all of this can be absolutely useless to you or could land you in prison. All right. So what am I talking about? The most important thing, the only thing that you need to know when it comes to your self-protection is when it would ever be appropriate, justified, legal to use any of the information that you learn about destroying the human body. Period. If you don't know when the time is to use this information and you use it at the wrong time, you're going to set yourself up for a life of misery. I have numerous examples of that. The people that do understand it and still have to use information, not only are they in the clear legally, but they're also fine with it morally. They realize they didn't have a choice. So what's the most important thing you need to understand? Most important thing you need to understand is when. When. Now, we couch it when we talk about violence and aggression. We talk about the antisocial aggression, which is a lot of what we see out there, versus asocial violence. Two very different things. One is eminently avoidable. The other one, the only thing that's going to get you out of it is the tool of violence and knowing how to aptly use it. Luckily, this asocial is that black swan event for most of us. Most of us don't live criminal lifestyles. So the chances of asocial violence entering our life, we can really minimize if we take appropriate actions. But we can only minimize it if we understand about antisocial aggression. Antisocial aggression is all the things you need to respond, you think you need to respond to. The insult that's hurled at you at the bar, the slight that's made against your girlfriend, all things that you have the choice to walk away, as unpleasant as it might be. The road rage incident, where the person definitely almost ran you off the road and you feel you need to respond. The aggressive person in your area that's probably having a bad day, being a real jerk, and you think you need to make it worse. You think you need to participate in that and call them out. These are all antisocial aggression situations where you can absolutely avoid having to ever get yourself in a position where you'd ever have to use the tool of violence. Now, some of you are saying, yes, Tim, I know this. You know, I was having an interview with another subject matter expert here, Mark McYoung, and we were talking about the idea of when you look at combat sports, which is how most of you view martial arts, combat sports, all that. You view it in that world, that idea of two guys going at it. And he made a really good point. He said, you know, what would you call that if we took like some two guys in the octagon going at it, and we put them in street clothes and we put them in a social setting, say a bar or, you know, a gym or something like that, and we saw that going on, what would we call that? Well, you'd call that fighting. And here's the most interesting part about that. There is nothing in self-defense law that makes it okay to fight. Fighting is two willing participants that go at each other. When it comes to your self-protection, not combat sports, if you're participating in combat sports, then you go by the rules and the setups and everybody agrees. Because why? You're two willing participants. As soon as you step out the door from that gym, guess what? You're a civilian again. And you cannot willingly participate in a violent act. You have to do everything in your power to show that you tried to avoid that. If you don't understand that, if you don't understand how to do that, and you're not clear on what you have to and don't have to respond to, I would seriously implore you to watch, you know, if you don't want to spend any money, watch just the videos on this channel. Listen to some of the experts that I'm talking about. These are guys that have killed people. These are guys that have spent time in prison. These are guys that absolutely know violence inside and out. Not some influencer who's out there, you know, BSing about 2 or 3 things they did. These are the real guys. And they will tell you time and time again, nobody wants to be part of this if you don't have to be. Should you have to be, you're going to need knowledge, real knowledge on how to tear apart the human body. It's really the only thing that'll save you, because you always have to assume out in the street that you're going to be facing multiple attackers. Those multiple attackers are going to be bigger, faster, and stronger, and they're going to carry tools, weapons. And you need to prepare for that. And there's methodologies and training principles that you can absolutely use to get you better that way. But you need to understand that if you choose to respond with violence to a situation that you could walk away from, then you are rolling the dice with the justice system. And it's never worth it. I've seen people's lives completely disrupted. I've seen them lose everything because they impulsively responded to something they didn't have to respond to. Now, this is coming from somebody who has taught some of the top people in the world, top units in the world. I've been in the most violent countries in the world. I've seen how people live, and I see when the tool of violence is absolutely necessary. And I don't sugarcoat anything in my training. I'm the first one to show you how to tear apart the human body. Look at some of my videos that I provided up here. I'm showing you specifically how to destroy these parts of the body. But if you don't understand the context in which I show that, then you're just setting yourself up for a really, really rough road when it comes to self-protection. So listen, I get it. I understand that it's really cool to see the latest strike, the latest cool move that's out there. You also want to think that, you know, whatever they're showing you is the end all be all. I will guarantee you this. Whatever the strike set they're showing, whatever they're showing you that you think is the end all be all, it absolutely, that move or that technique will not be available when it's your time for violence. You cannot look at techniques or moves. You have to understand principles. So again, this is one of those hard truths, but if you understand it, you are so far ahead of the game you won't even realize. So again, the number one thing you need to know about self-protection is when it would ever be appropriate to use violence to save your own life. So I'll leave you with that. Until next time, stay safe.